You done goof!
Hello everyone, it's me, Retrospectator, and this is another post-recording commentary. Ooh, sorry, I'm not going to do that again. Sorry for messing up with the ears there. So here we are on the bridge, and we get a surprise! That dragon guy comes again. And while he did kill the soldiers for us, he did take away a large portion of our health. Remember the first time I played through this, I actually tried to fight and get as close to those treasures you can see there in the distance. I wouldn't recommend doing that, as the dragon will just kill you. It's a good beginner's trap, but once you learn that that stairway is the way you're supposed to go and that the dragon won't kill you, yeah, that's the optimal strategy. You will inevitably end up finding this guy, but for now we're gonna leave him alone, simply because at our current state with our weapons being what they are, we would barely even scratch him, and he does a lot of damage. You don't want to mess with wyverns and dragons. Drags are pretty scary at this level. Level doesn't matter too much, but what does matter... Oh right, I'm climbing down a ladder. Here's a fun fact. Halfway through I remembered a shortcut where if you hold down B, you slide down. Sadly, there's no way to climb up it. And as you can see, this is the shortcut we... that's the bonfire we used earlier and kindled, which makes it pretty useful. So we can basically enter this area with 10 Estus flasks now, which is why I kindled the fire when I did. In my first playthrough, I got pretty far, or I got relatively far. I'm still on it, haven't beat the game at all yet, but I intend to do so, and this is gonna be at least get to the first full playthrough. I won't be getting all the items. Unfortunately, I don't have the time. And I died. And the reason I died is I didn't pay attention, didn't notice that sword soldier. Unfortunately, that's just what happens if you don't pay attention in Dark Souls, you die. And since I was human, I'm hollow again. In Dark Souls 2, it's a bit more gradient, where you slowly become more undead and slowly become more fragile. But in this game, it's binary. Either you're alive and human, or dead and hollow. Or something like that. You're still technically undead when you're human, because we went there. I don't know the full rules of the lore. If you want a full in-depth analysis of Dark Souls lore, I'd recommend just checking around on YouTube, because there's a lot. There's a lot of theories. For example, what is Estus Flask? Personally, I think it's juice. Tasty juice. So here I decide to, well, obviously retrieve the souls. It's often forgotten that you can actually recover your souls if you can get to the spot where you died. So, while you do lose all your souls in humanity upon death, you are given a chance to recover. What's really painful is when you die the second time and you haven't recovered. Then you're in trouble. Not to mention the enemies respawn. So there's an item drop, but fortunately it's not very good. It's just hollow armor. Currently our armor is better. Sorry, anyways. So here's the spear guy. I think I was trying to make him fall off, but I just didn't want to risk falling off myself, considering I just died. And he seems to be having some trouble with the whole walking thing. So I just poke him a few times. And unfortunately he gets a hit in, because I'm really don't like my uncertain terrain. So there we have me. I think I'm just showing off that door there, and we can see the shadow of that dragon foreshadowing an inevitable conflict which may or may not happen. I don't know if I'll ever fight that dragon in this playthrough. I'll probably give it a try once or twice, but it's technically an optional boss fight, and it's and from what I can understand in the community, it's one of the harder bosses. However, what isn't too hard but does take a lot of time is an item I decided to show you guys. Now, I did make a few cuts in this video just for the length. It was almost 18 minutes at its original length, and I really didn't feel like showing you all that. I already knew I was going to be cutting it down. Here's the first bit of a backtrack I had to make, because I forgot to buy more arrows. Or at least I didn't buy any more arrows, and I haven't been keeping track. But since we got plenty of souls, I forget where the shortcut is, apparently. So yeah, here we have me climbing down and failing to get onto the ladder. I dropped down, and this is where I was intending to make a cut, but apparently I decided I may as well just show the basic and just cut out me waiting and me buying things because, as I said, I'm going to be buying several arrows. I don't have a specific number to recommend. I just recommend you get a lot of arrows if you're going after this item and you're playing along. Also, don't die. That's also a valuable tip. But don't be upset if you die. That just happens. Death isn't so much as a huge penalty as it is a setback in this game. As you can see, I actually remember I think about it, I haven't actually leveled up a fair bit, even though I easily could. I remember when I first thought about playing this game, I assumed I was going to be leveling up first, buying items second, and just making sure I was always the highest possible level before going anywhere. Dangerous. However, levels sort of are kind of meaningless once you get to a certain point, because each level costs more and more. That means you actually have to be very careful with your build. So, here we are going down to the store, or to get more items. I'm pretty sure I could have farmed a bit if I went down that pathway.
Oh, still keep going. Never heard.
So here we have me buying the items.
Thank you
I just cut
kindly.
ahead so you wouldn't have to see it. But here I have lots of arrows now. And I intend to use them all. Well, probably. It'd be weird if I didn't use them after all. I lost money. So here we just have me just checking back. I'm pretty sure I planned on making the cut of this whole trip, but I may as well just show you what I'm doing. All things considered. So here we have me going right back up where I started, and I just noticed that torchlight is very interesting for some reason. I don't know, just torches. So this excellent video on why torches are ridiculous. Oh, if you see there, that's the berg we saw, which proves that we were fighting what I was talking about in the previous episode about this area showing you everything. Or almost everything. It's pretty creative. However, I don't think we see anything explorable on this end. I don't think so. There are some drops, but here we can see a foreshadow. But let's get to that item. You notice that tail now. So what you want to do is, I think I zoom in. There we go. What you want to do is get a sense of the timing, watch that animation of his tail, and get a sense of his timing. Oh, that's what I was doing. I was waiting for when his tail kind of makes a little, wiggle. I don't know what to call it. I think I said the tail kind of, you'll see what I mean. Just wait. There. That's sort of, it kind of jerks a bit. You just wait for that, and then you can easily shoot the tail. And you're gonna be here a while. I think I cut out some of it, but just if you can see my arrow count, it goes down, and you really have to can't do anything aside from just keep shooting. And you don't want to just rapidly waste arrows because it's a waste of time. You basically want to be making a lot of hits. I don't know how much health that tail has, nor do I care to look it up. But trust me, this tedium is worth it. It probably would help if I was hitting every shot. Okay, I think that was the cut, so I think I'm getting very close. This is a very long process, but you eventually get to it. And I think it actually is losing it. It's actually missing its tail if you do this. I don't know if better arrows would help in the long run. I just remember the person when I saw it just showed you getting more item. Just showed using basic arrows. At least I think he was. And he just put a time lapse on the video and commented over it. But I don't know how to do time lapses yet. Probably gonna have to learn if I want to do this series. I think I was off on my aim because I was missing a lot. So there. Nope, that's still not the last shot. We're getting close though. So, yeah, this is probably frustrating. If you think this is annoying to watch, just think about me playing it. There we are. I got this item, the Drake Sword. This is a very useful item. It's one of the few dragon items. You might notice it has a very high 200 attack, which is higher than anything we have. This weapon actually ignores leveling. I think it doesn't have stat scaling as a dragon weapon, but it's very powerful for early game. If you do a 200 power attack, you cause a little earthquake, which is awesome. Just be warned, you're gonna be repairing it constantly, so be careful. I don't remember what happens if an item breaks, but I think you might lose it forever. Don't quote me on that though. I am pretty sure that can happen. If your weapon breaks, you're in serious trouble. Luckily, the only weight that matters is what you're carrying currently, which is why you can swap between them. So normally in an RPG, carrying a Y-hander and a mace that you never use would just be a waste of weight, but here it's totally fine. I actually started playing Skyrim on PC, and that's probably gonna be my next. Once I get a recording software, I'm probably gonna be doing some tricky builds. But oh, rats! I don't like rats. I don't think many people like rats. Actually, scratch that. Some people I do. I like living rats in real life, but these video game rats, I don't like them. Why? Because unlike the adorable, fluffy, pet fancy rats in reality, these rats are mean, they bite, and they poison you. And none of them dropped humanity, which is the one reason why the Dark Souls community recommends you kill them. Aside from them being disgusting. I hope I don't come across as too hostile, but I do not like enemies that can poison me. Which is going to be fun which I'm probably gonna really hate once I get to Blight Town. But that will have to wait. Up that stairway you find an elite boss, another Black Knight. We'll fight it one day. Well, we're definitely gonna be fighting that. Probably before we fight that dragon, because, well, in my advanced playthrough, which you haven't seen because it's just for personal, I've beaten that guy, but I haven't beaten the dragon. This is sort of a parallel build of me trying to be more effective because I know a bunch of secrets. Also, I'm a little better with my tactics. So that's the area we're going to be seeing next, but I think I decided this would be enough because I was pretty tired at the time of recording, so this is around the time where I called a break. I thought about going further and maybe trying to draw something out, but okay. Okay, yeah. I see. I was softening up the defenses because, as I said before, in Dark Souls, your best bet is to actually draw out as many enemies to a place where you can safely fight them, as opposed to charging in. Because unlike in Skyrim, almost every enemy can take off most of your health. I can't think of a single enemy I fought that couldn't kill you very easily if you weren't careful. Which is probably why this game is so difficult compared to other games, because in lots of games, there's plenty of minions that can't kill you. But here, every enemy, even if it dies with one hit, can kill you.